Now, let's do a few examples on the concepts we have learned so far. Let's say we take the first question. Determine x so that the line joining, or rather line passing through 3, 4 and x, 5 makes an angle of 135 degree with positive direction of x-axis. We can write positive in this way also, plus and VE. This means positive. Now, we want to find x such that our line which is passing through these 2 points. What does this tell you? This is your line. This is passing through, let's say 3, 4 and x, 5. And what angle is it making from the x-axis? Positive direction of x-axis. Positive direction of x-axis. What angle is it making? Let's say 135. Therefore, if it is telling you that it is making an angle of 135 degree with the positive direction of x-axis, what is this? This is simply angle of inclination. Therefore, theta is 135. Then, if angle of inclination, this is angle of inclination. If we know the angle of inclination, we can find out the slope. What is slope? Tan of the angle of inclination. Therefore, tan 135. Now, if you have studied trigonometry, you can find tan 135. Tan 135 is 180 minus 45, which can be written as minus of tan 45, and tan 45 is 1. Therefore, the value of m is minus 1. Now, this is first part. And how do we find the slope of a line which is passing through 2 points? If you can remember, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. If your line is passing through 2 points x1, y1, x2, y2, then the slope of the line can be found out by this formula. Therefore, assuming it to be, let's say, x1, y1, you can take any one of them as x1, y1 and the other one as x2, y2. Now, should we apply the formula? What is y2 minus y1? 5 minus 4. What is x2 minus x1? X minus 3. But the value of m we have already found out as minus 1. Therefore, this is minus 1. Therefore, what do we get? 1 upon x minus 3 is minus 1. Therefore, minus x, cross multiplying, minus 3 plus 3 is this, minus x equals to 1 minus 3, which is what? Minus 2. Therefore, what is x? X is 2. Therefore, x is 2. I hope you have understood this question. We take the other one. Determine x so that 2 is the slope of the line through 2, 5 and x, 3. This is a straightforward question. We have to determine x so that 2 is the slope of the line joining these 2 points. Let's say these 2 points are these, and the line is passing through these 2 points. This is, let's say, A. Let's say this is point A, which is 2, 5, and let's say this is point B, x, 3. And the slope of this line is given. That is slope of line AB. This is how we write m for slope, and of which line? AB line is given to be 2. And how do we find the slope of a line which is passing through 2 points? y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Assuming this to be, let's say, x1, y1, and let's say this is x2, y2. Now apply the formula. 3 minus 5 y2 minus y1 upon x minus 2. What do we get? We get 2 equals to minus 2 upon x minus 2. This and this gets cancelled. Cross multiplying it, we get x minus 2 is minus 1. Therefore, x is what? 2 minus 1. Therefore, x is what? 1. I hope you have understood this question. We'll take another question on this. What is the value of y so that the line through 3, y and 2, 7 is parallel to the line through -1, 4 and 0, 6. Now first of all, we should understand what the question is saying. We have to find the value of y so that the line joining these 2 points, for example, let's say this is your line and it is passing through 3, y and 2, 7. This line is parallel to this line. This line is parallel to this line. And the other line is passing through, let's say, -1, 4 and 0, 6. Now, if these 2 lines are parallel, what is the condition for their slopes? If lines are parallel, therefore, their slopes should be equal. Their slopes should be equal. What was the condition? Their slope should be equal. That is, m1 should be equal to m2. Well, let's say m1 is the slope of this line and m2 is the slope of this line. And we already know how to find the slope of a line which passes through 2 points. So, m1 would be y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. We can assume any one of them as x1, y1, x2, y2. This is x1, y1. And let's say this is x2, y2. Apply the formula 7 minus y upon 2 minus 3. In the same way, we can use this as x1, y1 and this as x2, y2. And what will be the slope of the second line? y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So apply the formula 6 minus 4 y2 minus y1 upon 0 minus minus 1. What do you get? 2 upon 1, which is 2. Now according to your condition, both these slopes should be equal. Why? Because these lines are parallel. Therefore, what do we get? 7 minus y upon minus 1 should be equal to 2. Therefore, cross multiplying it, 7 minus y is minus 2. Take y to that side and minus 2 to this side. 7 plus 2 equals to what? Y. Therefore, what is y? Y equals to 9. Now, if we put y equals to 9, both these lines become parallel. Now, had the question been the lines are perpendicular, instead of parallel, had the lines been perpendicular, what would be our process? In that case, we know that m1 into m2 should be what? Minus 1. If the lines are perpendicular, then the product of their slope should be equal, should be minus 1. What were their slopes? Their slopes were 7 minus y upon minus 1 into what was m2? 2. Their product should be what? Minus 1. So therefore, what do you get? 7 minus y into 2, and you will take minus 1 to the right side. Minus 1 into minus 1 is 1. 14 minus 2y is equal to 1. 14 minus 1 is equal to 2y. What you have done is, you have taken this to that side and this to this side. 13 is equal to 2y. Therefore, y is what? 13 by 2. So, had the question said that the lines were perpendicular to each other, what is the value of y? Then you would have applied the condition for perpendicularity. And since it has asked you for parallelism, therefore you will use m1 equals to